How's it going, Fightful faithful? Welcome back to another interview here. It is me, Brennan here, and today we're sitting down with the OTT World Tag Team Champions, the Social Elite, Matthew Smyth and Sean Guinness. How are you both doing today, lads?
All good, pal.
Super, pal. Thanks a million.
And we'll start at the beginning for you two as a tag team. What was the sequence of events that led to you two teaming together, and was it kind of a thing where you hit off together straight away, or did it take some time to build up rapport?
I believe it was Poetry Slam was the first one we tagged together against the lads from the flats, and that obviously for me that was great. It was my OTT debut, and getting to debut alongside Sean and Paul, two lads that I'd watched growing up, and then obviously in the ring with the likes of Paddy Morrow, who went on to have extensive history with. From watching them growing up to wrestling with them was amazing for me. So it was the start of a great journey.
Jesus, I didn't know that was your debut, was it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was OTT
Jesus. Oh, sorry for that. Yeah, I think we'd chemistry straight off the bat. Like, it's easy being in there with Paddy anyway, but Paddy and Emo was great. But I think me and Matthew straight away just hit it off. Like, you could tell straight away. And usually that's the sign for a good tag team. It's either going to work or it's not. But if you have chemistry straight away, and it took us a while to kind of, because you have to get your moveset over with the fans. So obviously the first while they hadn't seen this team together, so it was a slow build. But I knew once we kind of got a few things trademarked in, we'd start hitting it off. And now it's to the point where, like, we're just thinking on the same par the whole way through every match, you know.
Absolutely, and it did take you a little bit of time before you did capture the OTT World Tag Titles. You did capture them at the beginning of this year. You beat Be Cool and Jay to win them. What was that like for you to win those tag titles? Obviously, first championships in OT, I believe, for both of you. So, what was that like to get that win and still holding them to this day now, 6-7 months later, 8 months later?
Surreal, yeah, it was brilliant. Obviously, like for any Irish wrestler, winning gold in OTT is the biggest stage you can do in the country, and being able to have the honor to win my first championship in OTT, like alongside Sean again, and it was outrageous that was his first title in OTT. So it was long overdue, and it felt great to be able to do that in a great show. The local rumble was such a well received show, such a great event, and it feels like that was just a great overall day and a great match as well.
Yeah, it was top of the pops, because I was thinking, geez, it might be a bit too early for us. I didn't think we were. I thought another couple of months we'd hit our kind of peak, but it was great for Joe to have that much faith in us as well, to give us that rub or that push fairly early on in the year in January, you know. And being in there with Jay and Barry was fantastic as well, you know. Even the promos we done beforehand were brilliant, but the match itself was great, you know. And being on that show, Local Rumble, as well, I think probably the best show so far this year.
Yeah,
it was great. So it was Jesus.
And that wouldn't be your last clash with the Draw. You did go on to face them again, that time at sorry, I can't speak. That time at Gaff Party Belfast, right after Sammy had lost his world title. What was that like to then again wrestle the Draw again, but this time two different opponents?
Yeah, of course. Like when you're wrestling the technically same opponents, but when they are changed to who you're standing across in the Draw, going from Jay and Be Cool to Adam Maxhead and Sammy D. Of course, Sam coming off just after losing the OTT championship, it was definitely a massive match for us, and we knew that was a proving ground to put a stamp on what the title reign was going to be from this point onwards. And I feel like we did a great job in that, and continued the momentum fairly well after that match.
Yeah, it was great, especially being in there with Sam and Adam as well. Like a different dynamic. And Sam is great because he'll come up with great ideas for you being in there, you know, that you might not think of yourself. I think maybe some of the spots we do now, the double splash, like that was Sam's idea, you know. So he'll always come up with stuff for you, which is great. And then Adam is top of the pops as well, because he'll just throw you all around the place, gorilla pressure to the outside, and stuff that you can't do with everybody else, you know.
Yeah.
So it was great being in there with them, and I think to kind of prolong that story as well of the draw kind of clashing and miscommunicating, was brilliant. And I think everyone was expected them to win. I think,
Yeah.
which was great.
Yeah,
It's a good.
you did surprise them not once but twice with the draw. But you mentioned there that Sammy gave you a good few ideas, but something that I saw a lot of people especially Irish wrestling fans, that genuinely got over with fans was the 5 challenge that you did. What went into that idea? Was it both your ideas? Was it one of yours? Was it Joe's idea? What came into that? Because that was something that a lot of people like even reached out to me or like, Jesus, this is great crack. Like,
Yeah, it's a pity because I didn't want that to end. I wanted that to keep going, because
yeah,
Paddy had originally Paddy ordered the money online for us, and we were looking for ideas to do it, and then we were kind of saying, why we originally wanted to do it like the $1 Million Man, where we give, if you win, you get 1,000 or 5,000 euro and get them to bounce the basketball, then kick it away and do 100 push-ups. So we might bring it back and just call it the 10,000 euro challenge.
Yeah, double or nothing this time.
Yeah. So I think we could have kept that going a little bit longer, but we might have to bring it back.
You never know.
love to see that come back. All right. Anyway, and
if Matthew contributes $9,000, I'll put 1,000 forward.
That's fair.
And Sean, this is more a question for you. Being in OTT for so long, and you've seen new young talent come and go. You've seen talent come from the bottom to the top of OTT and so on. Is there anyone that stood out for you over that time, other than Matt, of course, your wonderful tag team partner?
Yeah.
But outside that, is there anyone these days, even people that are kind of still in the backdrop, kind of that stand out to you?
Yeah, well, even like Matthew, he's after bringing me along now, so it's not him just he's bringing me along now. But with them questions, I always say answer them because you'll always leave somebody out. So I never name any names, and that's just being honest. But even I was talking to Joe, Paddy, Sam, Barry, and Jamie earlier, and we were just saying like the amount of lads coming up is unbelievable, like everybody. And again, I don't want to name any names, but Jesus, like the whole gym we have down there, and they're getting better and better every week, Yeah. So if I named a few, I'd be a disjustice to others, but
yeah, understandably,
I'd hate to leave somebody out because they're really, really, even lads that aren't even on shows yet. They will be soon enough, but like the talent down there is just unbelievable at the moment. So I think it's really a testament to Joe and Paddy and all the coaches down there,
And just seems I gave you a question just for you, Sean. I'll give one for you as well, Matt. You've been wrestling for about just over 2.5 years now, around now. Has there been any point where you felt like you were kind of a bit above your depth, kind of out of your depth, in the ring, kind of, or has it kind of been kind of especially with working with Sean, has it been kind of a more of a comfortable, just moving along, kind of?
Definitely early on, I felt like maybe it was me putting pressure on myself, thinking that exactly, like feeling like I'm out of my depth in a sense, mainly because I didn't expect to get the opportunity, as I was so lucky to get so early on. But as Sean was saying earlier, like the longer we tagged together, the more comfortable it felt, and now it feels like second nature. So it's a testament to himself, obviously, being able to learn under him in the ring and into school as well. So I feel, definitely was learning curve and got a lot more comfortable as we went on.
And Sean, go on.
Sorry, the one that stood out for me and was when you wrestled Carlito in Belfast. Like that was a singles, you're wrestling ex-WWE champion. I don't even know, did you plan the match long in advance or?
No,
because I think we were all backstage watching the World Cup final, watching Messi win the World Cup.
Yeah, that was one where I felt a little bit of it like out of my depth, but by the end, like the relief when that was over and how like thankfully everything went well and was well received. That felt great. That was definitely a very memorable moment in my life, let alone my wrestling career. So I'm so blessed to have that again so early on.
Yeah, and to hold your own, like go toe to toe with Carlito,
Remember the Judgment Day and all now, so
yeah.
And we'll turn our attention now to the big show this weekend, ScrapperMania this weekend. Matthew, it'll be your first ScrapperMania. Sean, it'll only be your second. Last time you were on ScrapperMania was the very first one, so a long time coming for you as well.
Oh,
What
Jesus, I
does
didn't know that either.
what does it mean for the Perrys to be on this card individually and as a team?
Oh, massive. ScrapperMania is the biggest show of the year. The National Stadium is the goal. Obviously, we've been on the National Stadium together at the 8-year anniversary, and obviously that was a special moment in itself. But it's ScrapperMania is like that. That's the one. Once you get the two of them done, you're fresh. But the Scrapper is the main one. That's what everyone builds towards. And obviously, for me, it's a bucket list moment, and then being able to do that again in a tag team with Sean, and then holding the belts, going in with the belts, and hopefully now leaving with the belts. That's going to be a big moment for myself.
Yeah, and like it's a massive show, but I look at every show the same. I don't know, Scrapper, like it's one of the biggest shows in the world across Europe, sold out stadium. But like I'd look at it the same as even if we wrestle Fingers against Scotty Davis or Sheriff Street against Colin and Luke. Like I kind of treat them all the same.
Yeah.
So now, don't get me wrong, I'm really looking forward to it. Like that's a 0. That's a Guinness 0, by the way. There's no alcohol this week, but it is a 0-0. Swear to God. But yeah, I treat them all the same as much as I can. You know, obviously it's a bigger show, but throughout the year, I think we've had a good account of ourselves, whether it be in Spain or Italy or wherever we were. Italy matches here, so hopefully we can just knock it out of the park again and leave champions.
And can't talk about your match with Scrapper without mentioning your opponents, the Freshness. You've got history with them. It's felt like a long time coming between you two teams. It's a long arching story between you. What has it been like to work with the Freshness and build to this match, and how does it feel to be in there with them specifically at Scrapper?
Oh, like we know ourselves. Like 4 of us in the ring, we know we're not cocky or egotistical. We know that we can go out there and put on a good match. But the thing is we want to leave with them belts, and I'd say regardless of the match, it's about the end result. The two boys, do not get me wrong, amazing wrestlers, one of the best tag teams in Europe. But unfortunately, if you're not holding the OTT tag team championships, you can't call yourself that, and that's why we are the best tag team in Europe, and we very much plan on keeping it that way. No matter how much they're messing, wants to get in the way of that, we have our sights firmly set on the one goal. They want to do all this boy band malarkey. All power to them. We want to win there, and we want to win.
Yeah, and you'll see the difference come Saturday. They've been taking this lightly and lighthearted, but we've been training every week. We've the upper hand on them. All right, we got disqualified. They reckon we came in a mass. That wasn't us, but come Saturday, you'd see the real socially torn up.
We were in Wimbledon when Lost Muppetors were in OTT. I was raging, really wanted to meet them.
Yeah, I was going to ask
about
those accusations. I was going to ask about those accusations. They're a bit. I haven't seen any evidence now, and given it's my job, like I have to say, I haven't seen any evidence. So I think it's a bit of a false story going around about you. Anyway.
Fake news.
Fake news. Fake news. We'll be hearing from our solicitor if there's any more. Paul Tracy has advised us.
And I know I mentioned about the younger lads going on, but the tag team division in OTT is that gauntlet match is pretty much a good showcase of the tag teams that are in OTT. There's so much tag teams going on around but there are so many tag teams in Europe, especially imports coming in, and OTT has always been welcoming of these imports. Should just beat the Freshness at the weekend. Is there any imports around Europe that you would love to see come into OTT and defend the titles against?
Yeah, as you said, countless teams across Ireland, across Europe. that are just top quality, and it's great to see. It's obviously great to be in our position when the entire tag team division is booming in a sense. But yeah, there are definitely a few. One for certain I'd love to tie up with again would be Bricks and Bone Breakers. We
oh yeah,
didn't go our way that night. We have an itch. We need a scratch and a score. So that's definitely one for a bucket list.
Yeah. They had the home field advantage in the first one in Italy, so we'll have to have a rematch in Dublin.
Have to be a hell of a match anyway. And ScrapperMania, the weekend in general is just, first you've got the Wolverhampton show, you've got the Dublin show, you've got the Belfast show with Aftermath. Was there any desire for either of you to wrestle on the Wolverhampton or Belfast cards as well, or is the focus completely on the Dublin show?
Well, the focus is on whatever match we have on the day. So if we wrestle on the Friday or wrestle on a Saturday or Sunday, it doesn't really change. Of course, the big goal we've been building towards has been ScrapperMania, so all eyes are on that. Whether we were on Wolves, whether we were on Belfast, wouldn't have any effect on that. Each would get their own focus individually. But as of right now, the focus is solely on ScrapperMania in Dublin.
Yeah, absolutely. I love Dublin, like the Dublin fans and Belfast fans are just as good. I love wrestling in front of them. They're fantastic, you know. And unfortunately, not Wolverhampton, but who knows in the future. But I mean, that card's stacked already. So, and there's a lot of great English talent over there that need to be showcased over there in their hometown as well, you know. So that's probably more important.
Yeah, and I do want to just highlight one previous match you had. You've mentioned the match that you had in Italy, but I do want to ask about the Christmas show when you faced off with the Rascals. Obviously, Rascals, everyone's seeing them now. They're on NXT. They're constantly on TNA now. What was that like to work with them on that Christmas show? Because Christmas shows are usually a bit more fun, a bit more laid back, not serious. But getting to work with the Rascals on that show.
Oh, that was great. That was obviously when that match was announced. When we found out about that match, that was like a great. Now this is where we get some momentum all rolling, and that definitely, I feel that was the start of our little our run towards the local rumble, and then that helped on to where we are now. So I feel like that match was definitely pivotal for us. It finished the year off well when we had a few ups and downs in 2023, but definitely finished this year well and kind of set a marker for what we wanted to do in 2024, and we feel we definitely did that. Of course, getting to wrestle with the Rascals, it was great. They're two amazing wrestlers. And of course, as you said, TNA, NXT, they're there for a reason. So being able to be in the ring with them, show that we can be at that level, and of course get the win was even sweeter. So
yeah, it was fantastic and great confidence from Joe as well to give us the opportunity to go in with them and go over as well. But two great lads, really nice guys as well. Really nice guys, especially the guy with the long black hair. I think was his name. It's gone out of my head. But he's fantastic sound as a pound, and like even learning from them was great. You know, really good. It's great to see him back as well in NXT.
Yeah,
he's a fantastic wrestler. Both are. So.
And so just to go back to Scrapper one more time, it's probably one of the most stacked ScrapperMania cards in recent memory, if ever. Especially from an Irish wrestling point of view, obviously the Be Cool match, the Be Cool and Sammy tag match, then the OTT World Tag match, your match, obviously. Is there a concern that you might get a little lost in the shuffle, or are you confident enough in your abilities to stand out on such a big card?
I don't think so. I like to think that we'll definitely stand out. I think that's everyone's that is in the back of their mind when you're in such a stacked card, unless you're like complete main event, or you know how good you are. I think we know what we can go out there and do, so we feel that we will go out there and do it. Hopefully everything hits well and we come away with the belts and put on a great match for the fans. But yeah, I feel like we will hold our own, we'll stand our ground, and I think when coming out of ScrapperMania, everyone will hopefully be talking about this match along with all the other amazing matches that will be on the card. As you said, stacked top to bottom. So it'll be an amazing show, and hopefully we'll be a key part of that amazing show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, hopefully, we can pull off a 5-star match and steal the show again. And especially for the fans, because it's the kind of the biggest show of the year. So hopefully, like every match will deliver, and it's like ScrapperMania, they always deliver. So just hopefully, as Matt has said, for the fans, it's really, really knocks it out of the park. Please, yeah. Thanks. Yeah, cheers, mate. 0-0.
There's the proof in the pudding, lads. If
Yeah, there you go.
curious if he was actually drinking a pint in the interview, he's got no alcohol in it. We've got one final question for the pairies together. Obviously, it's a big year for you as a tag team. The OTT World Tag Gold win, competing in the local Rumble, facing off against some incredible talents in Ireland and Europe. What comes next after ScrapperMania should you retain? What's the next goal? Is it to become one of the top teams in Europe? Is it to hold the OT tag titles for a record set in length? Obviously, excluding the COVID tag reigns, because not really.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Yeah, it doesn't really is count.
Who had them then?
I think it was Pete and Trent had it then. Pete Dunne and Trent had it then, I think.
How long?
800 and something days.
Oh, fuck. that could be hard to beat.
Yeah.
Trust Trent to have it that long. Jesus, it's going to be never beaten. So I won't be able to beat him at golf or this.
Well, no, yeah, definitely. I feel like post Scrapper, should we win, as we set out to go to, it's all about building on what we've done already in this reign. I feel like we still have a lot more gas in the tank for this title reign. I feel like hoping to show that and put on matches that are top drawer, top quality matches like we have done, and show everyone that we are one of the best tag teams in Europe, and it isn't just a moniker we've granted ourselves. We've earned it. We've gone out there, we've beaten the best, we put on good matches while beating the best. So long may it continue.
Yeah, and especially with teams coming up like BDE and again the Bone Breakers, unfinished business. So hopefully we can go on and really kind of set a good precedent for the tag team title run to have some amazing matches, So hopefully that'll be the goal anyway.
And before I do let you go, I do have one more question for you, Sean, and he'd kill me if I didn't ask you about this. When are you gonna wrestle Terry Thatcher? When is that gonna happen?
Yeah, do you know what? You only said it the other day at training as we were saying goodbye. He says, hopefully soon. And I said the same. I said, I can't believe you never wrestled.
Yeah.
How many years before OTT and even now, and even down in Hard Knocks?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
He even said it to me in the interview with like when I was interviewing him. He turned around and was like, "I don't know how it hasn't happened. It's a bit ridiculous."
Yeah.
Like, and he started ranting for about 3 or 4 minutes about how he hasn't wrestled yet. But I just wanted to ask that question because he'd kill me if I didn't. But guys, if you aren't aware, the lads, you should be Social Elite, one of the better tag teams in Europe. They are the OTT World Tag Team Champions. They will be defending at ScrapperMania this Saturday. Before I do let you go, lads, you just want to plug your social media, and is there any other bookings coming up for the Perrys other than Scrapper?
So social media for myself, it's Bullet Smyth on everything, Instagram, x.com now, and TikTok. Sean, what one's yours?
Tinder is no, just Sean Guinness on Instagram. That's all I use. I'm joking about. I don't have Tinder.
I've never had someone say that, so that's a first anyway.
Cheers, mate.
Like I said, guys, make sure to check the lads out. It's going to be a massive event on Saturday, ScrapperMania in the National Stadium. And hopefully Sean can have his proper pints afterward in celebration. But go on.
A real Guinness comes Saturday night when we're celebrating.
All right, guys, remember, make sure to go and follow the lads. Subscribe to the channel that this is on. Interviews are going everywhere on Fightful lately. And see you guys in the next one.
Thanks, dude.
Thank you.